Good morning, kindergarten. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I had a bunch of kids ask me if I would read the original Walter the Farting Dog, so I thought today would be a good day to read that. All right, it is Walter the Farting Dog, written by William Kotzwinkle and Glenn Murray. The illustrator is Audrey Coleman. All right, let's get reading. Let's figure out how Billy and Betty ended up with Walter. Betty and Billy brought Walter home from the dog pound. Nobody wanted him, said Billy. But we love him, said Betty. Well, he smells awful, said their mother. I think you'd better give him a bath. Mother walked in. He still smells awful. And that's when they got the first clue. The telltale bubbles in the water. He's probably just a little nervous, said Mother hopefully. His stomach must be upset. But Walter's stomach wasn't upset. Walter's stomach is fine. He felt perfectly normal. He just farted a lot. Oh my goodness, he had bubbles in the water. Oy. He did it when he bathed. He did it when he played with Betty and Billy. And he did it when he walked around the house. He did it in the dining room. He did it in the kitchen. And he did it in his sleep. That dog farts morning, noon, and night, said Father. He can't help it, Daddy, said Betty and Billy. They didn't mind Walter's farts. So what if he farts? Billy said to Betty when they were alone in their room with Walter. Betty agreed. Walter agreed too. He sat there looking innocently around, farting. Take him to the vet, said Father. Farting, said the vet, or rectal. Oh my land to this book, sorry. I can never get through it without laughing. This is so bad. Farting, said the vet, or rectal flatulence, as we say in the medical profession. And he prescribed him a change in diet. Look at the dog. They gave Walter every kind of dog food. He farted. They tried him on cat food. They gave him hot dogs, hamburgers, lettuce, and tomato sandwiches. They gave him fried chicken. They gave him rabbit food. They made him a vegetarian. No matter what that dog eats, he turns it into farts, roared Father. This is terrible. Walter got the blame for everybody else's farts too. If Uncle Irv let... This is awful, I should stop. If Uncle Irv let one slip, he just went over and stood near Walter. Then all he had to say was, Walter, and everyone would look at poor Walter. He has to go back to the pound, said Father. Oh no, Daddy, please, begged Betty and Billy. Don't send Walter away. He goes tomorrow, said Father. They pleaded. Walter farted. It was all over. That night, Betty and Billy cried in their beds, and Walter looked at them unhappily. Oh, Walter, you've got to stop farting, said Betty. Because Father is going to send you back to the pound tomorrow, said Billy. It says, fart-free biscuit. Walter knew how serious the situation was. He would never see Betty and Billy again. He resolved to hold his farts in forever. When Betty and Billy fell asleep, he walked down the kitchen to see if there was anything around to eat. He managed to open the cupboard door with his nose, and he found a 25-pound bag of low fart biscuits the vet had prescribed for him, which had made him fart even more. Even though he knew they made him fart more, he couldn't resist. He ate the entire bag. Very tasty, Walter said to himself. And then he went and laid down on the sofa. A gigantic gas bubble began to build inside of him. This is going to be trouble, he said to himself nervously. He was afraid of what might happen if he let it go. He thought maybe the house would explode, so he kept it in. It wasn't easy. In fact, it was torture, but he had resolved to never fart again. His future depended on it. As he lay there with his tail wrapped tightly between his legs, he heard a noise at the window. He watched it slowly open. A pair of burglars came through. They dropped silently into the kitchen. "Watch out for the dog," one of the burglars said. "He won't bite," said the other one. "He's a wimp." Walter might have bitten them, except he was so filled with gas that he couldn't move. They tied a rag around his snout so he couldn't bark. "Okay," whispered the first burglar. "Let's clear the place out." They took everything they could get their hands on. Walter wanted to stop them, but he was having unbearable gas pains. He rolled on his back and he waved his paws in the air. He gnashed his teeth together. "We got it all," said the second burglar. "Let's go." That's when Walter let it fly. It was the worst fart of his life. It made a tremendous noise and it shot him across the room. A hideous cloud filled the air. The burglars clenched their throats, unable to breathe. With tears in their eyes, they raced for the window. They tried to grab their bags with all the valuables in it, but their arms were too weak. "Let's get out of here!" They jumped out of the window and they ran up the block, choking and gasping for air. Still blinded by Walter's attack, they stepped into the headlights of an approaching police car. "Hold it right there," said the policeman. Check this guy out. He's bald and he has a spider on his head. When Father and Mother came down in the morning, they found the open window and they saw the bag with their valuables in it. And Walter was sitting beside it. He still had the rag tied around his snout. You'd have to say he looked heroic. "He saved the silverware," cried Mother. "He saved the VCR," cried Father. "Good dog, Walter. You're our dog, even if you do fart all the time." What's a VCR? You'll have to ask your parents if they know what a VCR is. As soon as the family learned to live with Walter, and so the family learned to live with Walter, the hero dog. And that's the end of our tale. And then it's Walter's Wonderful Park, 100% natural gas powered. Oh, if there was only such a thing that would power our world. It'd be so much cheaper. I hope you enjoyed Walter the Farting Dog. It is a silly, silly book, I have to say. Have a wonderful day. Get outside. It's gorgeous. Stay tuned. I'll read another chapter of Magic Bone and check out the cooking activity for today. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.